Not too shabby. Rops and mousesports putting on a show. Fnatic tested on a map that they've found plenty of success on in the past. I am joined by Janko Paunovic. That was a really bad one. Let me try again.
Massacred that.
Yeah, let me try again.
Not ideal.
I'm joined by Janko Paunovic.
Can you try and massacre mine?
Okay, Chad Burchile.
Ah.
Was that good?
Yeah, you went American.
Yeah.
That's how you ruin anything.
Whoa, topical banter. Nearly as hilarious as my hair at the moment. Good God, I need a haircut. Anyway, Fnatic, just 7 rounds, and this is where we do only have a bit of a brief stint for us to cover this one. Mirage not going to plan for the sweeps.
Definitely not. It started well, though. They had 5 in a row, and then Mouse just went on a tear. And what was impressive for me with mousesports was they weren't shook by the way Fnatic were playing. They still were aggressive. They had some, I guess, aggression that wasn't necessary from time to time, gave away a couple of kills, but it doesn't matter when you're winning the rounds, right? And if you're going to play that brand of CS, which we've seen Cloud9 win a major off of just being hyper-aggressive, going for those kills, the likes of Sunny and Oscar show up, you're going to have a good time, and we definitely saw that with a 16-7. What
did you make of Oscar's aggressive, like, what, 20 seconds into the round, he's actually peeking towards, like, T-spawn on the round?
That is audacious, isn't it? Janko and I sitting there, I just went, what is this madness? He's aiming, so flick left or up to the right. It's like, no, dude. No.
Oscar hits them, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would love to have seen that play out. If he hit that shot, I would have left the studio.
He was aiming at the wall. His crosshair was at the wall because you can't look at just one. If you peeks the other one, you're dead. So he was like, if he peeks, I'm just going to flick either way, which is ballsy. I would have also liked to have seen that because that's a bad play. That's like a bad position for you to be in. And he just was so confident in his ability to flick that he didn't care.
Yeah, reminded me of a JW a couple of years ago. Well, just those bad plays that worked.
Yeah. To add a little bit more to that, though, you see like Overpass doing that where they will aim in the middle of like 2 things because they can flick left or right. But then it's just like a flick left or right. But flicking like up, it's like
never before
easy.
Up and a bit to the right.
It's not easy.
It's rather difficult. Yeah. But you know, I think the reason why mousesports played the way that they did, even when they were losing, is because you look at first the major, they had that abysmal game against QBF where they couldn't close out the train game, and then they failed to qualify for Katowice, where they also had a lead and could close out games versus Avantgarde. So I feel like because of that, mousesports kind of, you know, artificially to an extent force themselves to play in a way to win at all times, because it's when they start playing scared and playing not to lose is when things to go downhill super fast for mousesports, and that's why you saw some of those ballsy plays, right? You know, they're injecting confidence into themselves, so to speak, and it worked out perfectly here versus Fnatic.
It's an interesting kind of I don't know, an asterisk to add to mousesports then. So once they kind of get comfortable, that's when the mistakes and the errors and the comebacks from their opponents happen. They have to be playing this kind of always on the edge of their seat game style.
I don't think it's the ideal way to put it. When they're comfortable, they're good. It's when they get, I mean, scared, quote unquote, a little bit of like losing or throwing away a game, is there's no way, there's no mechanisms for them to cut that off and then go back into the old mode, right? So that sometimes it's a problem for most. It's the problem Astralis had before with Kerrigan, right? So you have to find a way to negate that. And for them, it probably is just, you know, playing a bit more aggressive throughout.
Chad, do you know what the next map is? I don't have it in front of me. Overpass again. We're going to be seeing more Overpass. Okay. Expectations for that one? Anything different?
Well, Golden was quiet, and I said it was an in-game leader that normally frags, right? And they did start strong. I think that was probably more off the basis of the likes of Lekro and Crims doing pretty well. JW didn't have that bad of a game either. So those 3 are playing well, and they're going to be pretty instrumental on a map like Overpass. But coming into this with this form of aggression, if you can't set up your default on the T side, they're going to be starting on the CT side, I'd assume. I think that's a safe bet, because so far we've seen it. That's kind of the way the map picks go. So this is probably mousesports map pick. Fnatic on this map, when they get onto that T side, for me, it's just going to be making sure that the guys from Mouse can't just push everywhere and have so much aggression like we can see a lot of teams do. If you get behind them, you're going to have a real good amount of information, be able to get those flanks on. That's it easy.
Is Overpass a map that kind of lends itself to that, though, Janko? Do you get to see the Ts kind of moving around the map in the such a fluid way that they did on Mirage?
I think you can. It depends on, you know, whether you want to run that slow default style, take map control, and then end around a bit later on, or do you want to try and brute force your way in, group up earlier, negate some of those unknowns that can be from the CTs by pushing and being aggressive. So I don't remember, you know, mousesports playing this map that often. That's one of the things that they've had, you know, Overpass, Cash, Inferno not being played. Like, what do we go for here? So it's going to be interesting to see, for me at least, how mousesports look on it. Fnatic have played it a couple of times at the very least, so interesting matchup.
And an interesting question I have for you now, just for our last couple of minutes, is, you know, we talk about going fast and going for, as you said, like balls to the wall, all in play. And this is something that crops up at all levels of Counter-Strike. But my question is, when you're at the pro level, where we stand now in the Pro League, surely with the presence of Molotovs and with the presence of the aim you're going up against, those fast plays just do not and should not happen, right? I mean, I'm trying to think of how often you get to see those.
I mean,
Again,
it depends on the economy, right? Sometimes it's the perfect play when they don't have a strong economy, and they probably won't have that Molotov at the very least, an incendiary rather, or a smoke. But sometimes it's just also breaking the mold, trying to catch your opponents off guard. Of course, ideally, when you talk about CS, the default style makes the most sense because, you know, you take map control, you get so much information, you can basically pinpoint where your opponents are on the map. When you go for a full-on set execute early on, you're gambling on the fact that you are going to predict how they're going to be set up, and then your execute is the counter to that. So there are a lot more unknowns in that sense, but you need to be able to switch things up.
Have we ever seen, you know, are there many examples of being able to take A on Overpass particularly fast? It does feel like that's always going to be the slaz. Has it been attempted?
I even dabbled with it for a while in the Renegades days, right? You do the jump smoke to cover off the bathroom, so that angle's gone, and you have flashes over that same wall. And they're to blind anyone going for that aggressive peak, and then the flashes, you continue to cascade them as you push. The problem is you get to a point where you run out of utility, or if they've played passive from the beginning, they're already ready and you get mowed down. So it has to be several phases, I think. I don't think you can just go for a rush on A unless you go long, right? For example, if you go long, you can get past the defense. See, they're playing the 2 toilet side. Maybe they went aggressive connector. You can bypass the defense, get to the bomb site, and then you are surrounded. But that's probably the best way to do a quick A.
If you are going to try it, right?
It's just a gamble.
Yeah, it does seem like the general consensus is there is a much better bomb site for the Ts to be taken quickly, and that's, of course, on the other side of the map. We have seen a lot of those all-in balls to the walls plays, especially towards that B bomb site. And we still do have some time, so I do just want to have a player to watch, because I know Matt gave the MVP to Rops from Mirage.
That was a cool round.
This youngster, I like that.
Smart.
Made up for Sticko's transgressions. Ooh, that UMP spray. But yeah, if I was asking for a play to watch, what have you got for me from either side?
Oscar? I think Oscar definitely the AWP on Overpass.
See what he can do.
Yeah, I think he's always, you know, a very dominant player, and on this kind of map, he can have a lot of freedom where he wants to pick on T and CT.
Alex, if you're on GoTV, you should be watching.
Oh, great question, Hank. I'm glad you came up with that. If you are watching on GoTV, be sure to go ahead and jump in with Sticko. Make sure he can kind of stick with that aim, kind of hold on with this SMG, and maybe get some more frags.
Cool.
It's really not helping his case, you know, like talking potentially being replaced, and then he goes and has a whiff.
If they'd lost the round, I think they'd be more devastated.
Yeah.
The fact it was recovered so well, like, fair enough, but they lost the round and maybe even the game from that because it could have spiraled out of control. Like, that was real dicey. But I've not seen a miss like that in a long time.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
I watched the show match at E-League when Bardolph was playing it. So.
Got 2 shout-outs in 1 second.
Plenty of whiffs. Plenty of whiffs to be seen. But yeah, Sticko with an absolute mare saved for the day by Rops, the young Estonian, who is only getting better and better the more we get to see him here at the Pro League. We haven't heard from you, though. We got Oscar from Chad. Whose name are you going to keep people's eyes on?
I'm going to go with Crims because he has been the MVP for this new Fnatic lineup. And if you're looking for someone who's going to, you know, bring the team back and someone who's going to be very consistent, I think it's Crims.
Okay, so Crims from you, Rops over there.
Do you want a B-Stream update?
Oscar. You've got a B-Stream update.
Yeah, I've got a B-Stream update. We had Na'Vi taking on Hellraisers on Inferno. Na'Vi won the game 16-6. Electronic topping with 21 kills and 9 deaths.
What kind of idiot would put them as the 14th team?
I don't know, Alex. Especially when Electronic is finally looking like he's got some spark.
Some idiot, some absolute donut would have done that.
Yeah, just doesn't like Na'Vi.
He just doesn't like Na'Vi.
You would say you're a Na'Vi fan.
I'm
you had like a
broken-hearted,
jersey and stuff.
Yeah, because I liked old Na'Vi. They were really cool.
It's because of the Dota team, Chad.
He doesn't like simple. That's what. Oh, right. I forgot he's a Dota guy. Yeah,
that's right. Dendy.
That's all he cares about.
Fountain hooks. Those are the days.
Wow, we're really...
See, like Dendy, like they even flew him to the international. Like Get Right hasn't played in a few majors. Why could we fly him to a major, get some fanfare in there? Yeah.
Because Valve hates us. We've already established this.
Hey, at least they were tweeting during the major.
Oh, yeah. They must have got someone to, you know, log into their account for once.
It was cool. It was, yeah.
It was nice. It was good.
Tweeting. I didn't know how to process it. My brain couldn't.
Even like live tweets doing a map.
My God.
I know we were excited by that. Like that's how you know, like we're kind of ignored. It's like, Daddy, yes, hey, you're home from work early.
Well, we will take a deep dive. Whoa. You're not going to see more of them just yet. We're going to take them away. We're snatching your casters away because Henry G and Matt are going to be doing plenty of talking as this night does continue. And it does seem like the players are not quite ready in the server. So why don't we take a little deviation?
Where would you like to go? Where would you like to drive the ship, Captain?
Okay, where am I steering this ship? I'm looking at it's like, we could go starboard and we could talk a little bit about how international rosters are becoming a much more likely thing within the Counter-Strike scene as opposed to 2 years ago.
Do you want to delve back into Optic a little bit if we want?
Oh, you know, I was thinking about Optic, but I don't know how relevant it is to what I'm steering.
Well, it's kind of an international roster, right? So I'm pretty sure that the 3 Danes have all had to relocate to the US on a full-time basis to be able to play with Shazam and Stan. Like, that makes sense.
Have you guys discussed the new nuke yet? Done that?
We could do new nuke.
He just said he was cutting us out, and then you brought us back here.
Hey, man, I'm trying to save them. They're kind of floundering over there. I'm just trying to show you, like, maybe this is where you could go. That's an idea.
You know what? It's actually a great idea, Hank.
Yeah?
Really.
Chad, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy with it.
He's the ideas man.
Yeah. What was his role again on the ship?
Ideas man.
Yeah, he's checking out the weather.
Fixer.
He's making sure there's oxygen on the planets we're going to land.
Right, okay, that's
all right.
it.
Right, well, let's go warp speed in the direction of nuke, and let's have a little talk about this one. Because I think we actually had a clip we could run. I don't know whether it's available now.
No,
I'm being told absolutely not, Alex. Do not bring up the clip.
Leave that alone.
Absolutely not.
I think when we talk about nuke, there's something I have to say at the very start. If a map is one-sided, that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad.
Yes.
If a map is heavily CT-sided, that doesn't mean it doesn't belong in the competitive map pool. It just has a different flavor to it. And I think a lot of people neglect the fact that, okay, it's CT-sided by nature, but in order to really have a strong CT side, like 10+ rounds on that half, you still have to be a very good team. You need to know how to move around the map, what setups to go for, how to utilize rotations, and I think that's a beauty in itself when it comes to nuke.
Actually, I want to rotate this conversation 180 degrees, and we'll go straight back to the game in hand. It does sound like they're ready now. It is going to be Fnatic taking on mousesports. Another map, another dollar. Henry G and Matt are your casters.
I like money.
Who doesn't? I'm a big fan. And it looks like Fnatic are going to need a lot of it.
You like crypto.
I do like crypto, but I don't think this is the time nor the place to discuss all that. But Fnatic, like we said, they're going to need plenty of money here to bounce back potentially from what we saw on Mirage. Wasn't quite good enough out on that map, especially online. We've seen some great performances, especially in Pro League as well, but didn't really come together as we go on to Overpass. mousesports on the T side here, they got 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, a decoy for Sticko, no upgraded pistols this time, and we'll see if they can get anything going here. Crims will be challenging towards the underpass, but not for very long. Chris J completely deals with him, but Flusher, he's on the tool shelf here, and he's got the USB, the worst weapon for this, and yeah, it does fall apart. He could have got so much out of that, but ultimately
had the nails, but not the hammer, Hank.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Wow. Sonny, meanwhile, is still down in the underpass position. I thought that was going to work out to be much greater for Flusher. I think he was a little worried that the first player was going to slip away while he was waiting for the others, so he shot.
Yep.
And ultimately got 1 for 1. Still all right in that situation. The problem being, obviously, that Crims was taken down by Chris J beforehand, and that, so far, until now, was unanswered. Golden, good shot. Sonny down. And he'll jump across just to see anything. Depths of monster as he jumps over there, because can't quite see close in the pit, but you can definitely see what's going on the site. Chris J, meanwhile, still alive, has done well, because even though he gets taken down by Golden, it leaves in the open for Rops. Trades everywhere, but Lekro comes out on top. Fnatic pull it back, despite being down a man early.
So young guns going at it there. It's going to be Lekro with the final kill.
Lekro's young in terms of our memory of CS and his history, but he actually is mid-aged of, exactly that. He came onto the scene late compared to where we are with all the talent today. And speaking of that, I just want to mention, we talk about CSGO and its growth as an esport. We are seeing thoroughbred CSGO players at this point in time. You got to remember, we're in 2018. This game came out in late 2012, started developing really well, and I would say, even late 2011, developing well in 2012 and 2013. Rops is 18. He would have been 13 at that time.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, isn't he? Now he's one of the star players of the game, and mousesports, the team is getting better and better. He'll be up to Flusher now to hold him off with a full connector rush here, but he'll do a little bit of damage. That's all he'll get. The flashbang coming in, but Crims, it does not seem to matter. He still gets 2 kills and quickly retaliates and manages to shut down whatever they were presenting. Shoot
Kill the balloons. Happiness is a lie.
It's weird they kind of put the kind of gas in there you can stand on in those balloons.
Helium?
Like, yeah, what kind of dense helium did they put in there that you can actually stand on top of them? That's like some crazy
I love that they used to do 100% damage to you if they blew up above you, though.
Yeah, that would be quite good. It's set on fire.
No, it did. It used to.
Oh, really?
If you got jammed,
up.
I don't know if it was all of them, but the red one, I remember people always being underneath of, and if it blew up when you're below it, it would just kill you.
I've never seen that.
Get wrecked. Yeah, it was. I don't know about 100. Anyway, it had to do with position and character model being jammed under it, and yeah. Anyway, they fixed it, I think, probably at least a year ago at this point. Maybe someone probably knows. Someone who's into those sort of statistics, 3 clicks Philip or someone like that would be able to more accurately say when that was.
Probably. I'd imagine he'd be all over that. But Fnatic with a bit more to work with here. 3-on-3 now. JW, what a fantastic position to be in. Line him up. Will he be able to knock them down? He does considerable damage towards Sticker, but somehow negates the bullets, and it will be down to Golden now. Very quiet game from him on Mirage. Can he step up here? He's going to need at least one kill as Rops goes towards the connector. This could be his undoing, though. As you could see, Crims is ready and waiting for him, but JW pushing through the smoke. That's what we like to see. That's the textbook JW coming forward, throwing the rulebook of Counter-Strike away as he manages to find 2 more kills. 3 for 0 now. mousesports with another eco coming forward. They've got $2,500 per player. Obviously, a 3rd stage loss bonus gives you 2,400. So, eco required. No bomb down in the previous round. CZs. Maybe a bit of utility. Rops opting for armor here, taking himself down to $1,400 to get 2,900 in the next. That's still okay. But here we go. Another pretty simple round overall for Fnatic here. JW applying the pressure once again from the CTs, and round they don't really have to. They'll get taken another 15 HP. Lucky to be alive there. It's Flush Up. His teammate Crims in towards the bathrooms, trying to make these AK-47s work out for them. At this point now, you know they've got Glocks and CZs. I'm falling back to the bomb side. I'm trying to do everything I can to win the round. I'd give up the map control. It's not like they can do much of it. You know they haven't got grenades. So just fall back and make sure you don't get isolated one by one.
Flusher's going to sit, and they'll start to press with the pistols. Flusher will wrap all the way back around. In fact, sprays out, +2. So we get a response finally with CZ75. Down to 3 versus 3 on all of that, and Sunny's picked up an AK-47. He's got armor. Armor being significant, even though he doesn't have a helmet, he's against M4s. So, fair play.
Actually looking quite interesting for mousesports. 40 seconds, Sunny almost certainly takes down JW. If not him, it's going to be Robs. And now Lecro doing what he can with the silenced M4. Like we mentioned earlier, one of the few players still to be rocking and rolling with the M4A1S. 25 seconds now, no real time to fall back towards B. So, finding the AK-47, Oscar will try and do what he can here. The bomb on his back. Remember, 4.5 seconds to plant here. So, will he be able to do anything about this? Lecro, he's one to secure the round. He gets it. Now 1 versus 1. Rop shouldn't win this. I said that with bated breath because the rotation from Golden here is actually pretty significant, but catching the knife out. Rops is trying to do shoulder peek towards CT spawn. Caught out. 4-0 comes in, looking for any dropped weaponry there. Does get the AK-47. I think you're all aware at this point. You can't buy that on the CT side, sorry. So it's obviously going to be a valuable asset for the CT side. 4-0 now for Fnatic as we go into round number 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first night of Pro League. There's been a lot of changes. We've got the new studio, a new platform, and indeed a couple of new teams thrown into the mix as well. Obviously, we've had Big removed, Godsend have gone as well. We've got Ago coming in, and Matthew, can you remember the other one? I can't remember now. Is Go and
Space Soldiers.
Space Soldiers, that's it. So from new teams, new platform, new studio, it's all brand new.
You know, they're the Space Soldiers, but we're the ones running this spaceship, so...
That's true. Did you see the picture yourself,
They
mate?
can be our battalion man. Yeah, I did.
Quite
I
good.
liked Yanko's tits. They looked good.
Yeah.
Flashes
Very
out.
realistic.
Black rope down. He's still fully blind as Stico wraps back inside of the site, and Golden gets one in return. It is the man aforementioned, but Oscar's on top of the case to find Flush Up. So leave it to Chris. A 4-0 start for Fnatic, about to be shut down, thwarted. Remember, they were 4-0 up last time, 5-0 up, excuse me, last time as well, before conceding 8 rounds in a row.
That's the first one mousesports will find. 1 for 5 for Sticko, 1 for 4 for Oscar. He had the same difficult start, but then he really got into the groove. Once they managed to pick up the AWP, it's had to be an eco for Fnatic now after having lots of close clutches and rounds. Finally dropping one straight away. Crims throwing away the only weapon he's got there. Does he just want to run around with a knife? Maybe not. As they'll go in towards B, contact play, and it will be the first shot from Chris J working out. Takes out Lecro. Sunny as well, waiting in the water, but up next. Chris J takes care of him, puts him to bed, tucks him up nice and tight. 5 on 3 now. Flush Up. with the P250, that's about all they have to work with. It'll be a very good task. He gets the kill. He will go down eventually. P250 we mentioned earlier, 4 versus 2 now. That's the overall score of the game, and it will be money available. So Fnatic could have bought that previous round. It's been a really difficult buy for them. Take 1 for Eco, get the AWP out. The M4's golden, I believe, has like a UMP or something. Yeah, he gets thrown out by Flusher. Not the best of buys, sure, but still enough. I want to see JW really step up now with the AWP. I want to see some aggression come through, considering they've got that lesser weaponry on Crims and Golden, and indeed he will push up towards the fountain, get fully flashed, so fall back, and Crims down here. Just had to accept his fate at that point. Let's hope no one was going to flash back.
JW. Good shot to Stico, easily able to rotate through the bathroom connector at that point in time as well to cover off the top side of the stairs. That will give space, although they're going to leave Flush up down below. I was going to say for a more aggressive stance toward B, but the fact that he's already burrowed in the stairwell means JW's actually going to rotate around the long way, which puts pressure on the inside of the site to survive that long. They've not done so. So 3 players versus 2, still on rotation on the Fnatic side. In fact, Flush is elected to go all the way back around towards CT, drop down on A, and JW's left to his own devices, despite that he had the flank covered off from the stairs and could have easily been pushing in through water at this point in time. The one thing it does do is rule Rob's redundant as he's still holding in that position and puts pressure to Chris J, who's now going to be flashed, or is he? Didn't quite catch him. He was still turned at the time the flash dropped in, so this puts time into essence because no kits available. Chris on the first shot, JW just gets absolutely wrecked. Fair enough.
mousesports bouncing back, similar sort of fashion as they did on Mirage. Chris J, good flashbang coming through. And it's just to avoid it, and that's he wrecks Lekro down outside right. Chris J, very good round by him. 4-3 now. I'd assume that's another eco for Fnatic. It is indeed. All foul for Oscar. Still 1 on 5 for him, but his teammate Chris J, his counterpart, doing very good indeed. Round number 8. CZs, Deagles, P250s. To get into it. Fast play towards long A. That's the best place to go when you're up against the Pistols. Obviously, they could have Deagles, but you'll find that Crow there. Very simple frag. Had all the time in the world to react. Sunny with the second kill of the round. JW pushing up towards T-spawn. He has to get quietly. He has no idea what's on the other side, but Rob's rotating in slowly. He'll pass him for now. Sunny's sort of aware this could be a risk of theirs, but they're just waiting for any sort of CT rotations to come through, any mistakes to be made. JW probably hear the footsteps of Sunny here, and indeed the reload. Just hoping he walks by him. Will. Can't find the shot though, difficult angle to be from, as it will be now a 5-on-2, Golden and Flusher. Trying to do anything they can. A couple of frags would be amazing, but not looking too likely.
Not at all. I'm a friend. I'm a friend? Are you a friend? I'm afraid. So once again, early start Fnatic, early response mousesports. And Flusher due to expire at any time. He's now an extinct animal. Which not even Lutz can rebreed. That was a Zookeeper's Wife reference.
What's Zookeeper's Wife?
It's the movie about the Warsaw Zoo during World War II, basically.
All right.
I watched it on the plane today. It was actually quite good.
You flew in today?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I did. A little bit of freezing rain got in my way of being here yesterday, Hank.
Yeah, you don't want those in your engines.
Definitely not. Or, you know, any of the moving parts on the wings.
And, we'll see if Fnatic get back into this one. They keep having these great leads there. 4-0, and then it quickly falls apart. Blink and you'll miss it. And again, Fnatic, though, no AWPs to speak of, and quite little utility. Crims have nothing left, and they're going aggressive towards middle. It will be JW and Crims pushing towards that position. One of them watching towards the connector. Now both of them. Slow default here from mousesports, not giving too much away. Holding towards the playground and the T-steps. Crims can hear some footsteps around him, so trying to do what he can here. Nades coming through. JW looks like he's waiting for his time to strike. Actually, a kill, but only 1. So 4-on-4 still favours the T's, but a bit of damage inflicted towards Crims. Takes him down to 74.
Chris trying to swing in again towards the stairwell position. It's Oscar to hold behind with the AWP. He does so successfully. Takes out Crims immediately. Not grown out. with the suppressed M4A1.
Indeed. Some players at the major were taking the silencer off the USP, giving that a go. I think it was actually some of the mousesports boys.
I think you're right.
I think it was Rops.
Rops or Chris J.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation altogether. As Lekro does manage to get one headshot, make it two. Can he find the third? He cannot. Oscar with the deagle takes him down. To be a very close finish. 10 seconds remaining here. Rops up against Flusher. It's smoked out of the side right now, but 5 seconds remain. He goes to the fake plant, and it doesn't work out for him. Oh, but Flusher offers himself up.
16 HP, a bullet away. Rops could have clutched that out. You're right. He actually would have been well served and well suited to stick that, but he tries to go for the play, thinking he might have already dropped down. It's one of those debates. We've seen, you know, Cajun BTSM, Dust 2, PGL comes to mind when he thinks that he's planting, so he wants to get the angle before he's finished and ends up showing himself and gets taken down. Yeah, it's a tough debate in those situations.
Well, still, mousesports come out on top of that in some ways. As you can see, the rebuy from Fnatic, one player surviving, still not great. Didn't manage to pick up the AWP. Chris J brave by himself. How has he done that? Takes down Lekro. Golden with the UMP does reply, but still clutching at straws here. Fnatic are holding on for dear life. They know they haven't really got the weaponry to hold up a full execution here. It was good work by Golden just to get the one kill, and Crims trying to respond quickly. Open the door now. He's got 2 guaranteed frags. Will he do it? That's the question. Crims has to be brave here. Rops will be looking towards that direction. If Crims does decide he wants to swing that door, he's going to find a crosshair on his head. Does he do it? Come on, Crims. Take the bait. The tension is mounting, but it feels like his opportunity might have passed. Rob's still watching it like a hawk. Crims away. Let's wait until they fully commit towards the B bomb site, and he doesn't get the job done. He managed to do significant damage for JW. Still in a decent position here. They might overlook this one, but the bomb has made its way through the monster tunnel. Just Gold on the side now, but still watch out for JW. He can be very influential in his final commitment towards the B bomb site.
Down though, Sunny and Rops. Again, they look to be just outclassing Fnatic in so many ways.
Every time they lose a round, they completely reset them the next, right? Remember, 4-0 Fnatic. They won the pistol and the first gun round. Ever since then, mousesports have just looked the better squad. Exactly the same story on Mirage. They will be force buying here. Fnatic. It was going to be a double eco situation regardless. So, Deagles, CZs, give it a go, see what you can get done. There's about a 20 to 15% chance they can actually win this one. We'll see if it works out at all. Round number 11, 5-5. Very likely to be 7-5 after the next couple of rounds. So it will certainly be full eco if they lose this one. mousesports presumably taking another default towards long. JW with the Deagle though, you feel like this could be interesting at least. There it is. Drops the smoke as well. I really like that play. Not being too greedy, just managing to play off that lead. Doesn't make Crims walk down. Drops the smoke. Make sure he can stay alive there. He doesn't pick up the rifle. And now it's stuck in a horrible position as Sunny is watching his flank. 4 and 3, and that was the only real chance they had to really make anything of this round. Remember, they are all in. Every dollar spent.
So, rotation back with the AK. Oscar's still going to watch down long as well. Still inching, I should say, forward toward the site more and more. Pistol's not willing to show themselves, and Lekro covering off Monster alone at this point in time as the B crossfire is established. Golden fires early, having gotten some flash. They'll know the Deagle is inside the site. Oscar, good shot on the AWP. Will take down Golden, and Flush has got to back off. Not much they're going to be able to do to deny this round, I'm afraid.
Yeah, mousesports are being quite disciplined. Not just forcing the plant down there. They're actually planting it towards bank, I believe. Actually not even planting at all. 10 seconds, this could become a little bit uncomfortable, but there it is. The plant finally comes in. Default spot this time, and it will be an AK in the hands of Lekro, but he's already saving that weapon. Flusher trying to do what he can and see if he can pick up any sort of rifle. Remember, as I said, they did go all in. They've got armor to save and a Deagle. Definitely can't win the round now. Might as well see what's available to them. Flusher posts himself up towards the rock here, hoping for some exit frags. If he gets one, picks up an AK, that'd be fantastic. But that's only if Oscar will even explore the position towards long. He might have stayed with his teammates here and exit through maybe CD spawn or just down towards mid.
Flusher with the Deagle. The JW Deagle, where he looks like he's put his sticker on there and then removed it a number of times, so it's almost engraved. Cool little trick.
Yeah, that is a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
6-5, mousesports finally take the lead. Look at their cash as well. They are high rolling. 5 digits on Oscar. So teammates not too far behind. Chris J, Sunny, Robs. They're safe for the half now, especially against this sort of buy. As Lecro has the only AK-47. Flusher did survive, but didn't manage to upgrade his weapon. Shouldn't be too troublesome here for decided to go towards A. It's a 5-man stack towards B. Seeing a lot more of these 5-man stacks from certain teams because I've noticed a lot of people making mistakes these days and rushing towards B bomb sites. That wasn't a mistake though. Lecro completely blows Robs out of the water and takes down his AK-47.
With his own gun, yeah.
Yeah, and manages to recover another one.
Well, that's not bad. Now that he's got Robs' AK, he'll sit tight. Sticko, meanwhile, heading down toward long. JW still backside at bank stairs. He's got to run through the flames. That'll put him down to 60 HP. Chris J, meanwhile, it's Crims. Oscar to do the same until Lecro finally, not before he did get one further, leaving us now. He getting 2 kills on 3 versus 3. Chance I can do more with this. Flusha as well through the edge of the fence. It's Golden to follow it up onto Sunny, and Oscar, the last alive, has to get the bomb. It's not planted. A minute to work with EWP, and he is deep within enemy territory. No one directly around him per se, but they're all encroaching upon the site. They could concede the plant. He's going to go slightly off angle as well.
Here we go. Bomb planted. That was the first step here. Looking for an unboosted and CT spawn right now. And he can't pull off the shot. It was a nice idea. CTs do like to boost behind that position and maybe shut down the player who planted. But still, 3 players surviving for Fnatic. It will be Lecro. Great work. Similar story for Flusher as well. 2 kills apiece there. And that was a round where they had CZ, 1 AK and a Deagle. And it manages to work out. So there it is. A bit of a lifeline for Fnatic. After being 4-0 up, they have certainly struggled here. As we mentioned, mousesports good for pretty much the remainder of the half now as we get to round number 13. They can provide any sort of weaponry they want. Oscar with the AWP, 7 for 7. Chris J, 17 kills, 8 deaths. Sticko, 3 for 10. I mentioned this going to the pregame, like, would this be in his head that the fact he was about to be replaced? There was even many reports online saying Dennis was joining instead of him. That deal fell through, from my understanding. Like, it was supposed to be happening, but the buyouts were too much, and this wouldn't really work out for mousesports, and didn't go forward. And Sticko, definitely the weakest fragger within mousesports.
It would have been such an interesting lineup to see Dennis. Just his personality. I don't know. It would have been tough for me to visualize him in a mousesports uniform. But yeah, you're right. It was a close to being done deal.
I think it would have been very successful as well. Bring his pistol potential into an already very successful team. I think that would have been really fun. But either way, it's going to be round number 13 here. Rops boosted up, looking towards the bomb site now. For anyone rotating, they have lost the first kill. That was Crims pushing off to find Sticko. Difficult game for him, and even more difficult for Rops as JW takes off his head there from the boosted position as he hits him through the wall. I'd love to see that from his POV if possible. It'll be a 5-on-2 now, maybe 5-on-1.
I think he may have just spotted the edge of the dome and then lined it up accordingly.
Yeah, when he jumped up maybe to get...
Yeah, I can't imagine he just guesses on that. Unless they... Although I say that, and there was a player at Sandbags, he could have been calling that they were going for the boost, and then JW just guessed, approximated where they would be. But good shot from Oscar. He'll take down Crim's bomb. Still in his hands, but not much I think he'll be able to do with this. 36 seconds. I won't say that it's set in stone. Like the 10 commandments, Henry. Yes. Did you know that there was actually 15? No, but Jason, as he was climbing down the mountain, Moses. Yeah, Jason dropped one, the first stones. Now there's only 10.
What did that say? Like, do not plagiarize
people's work.
People's work on the internet.
Do not cheat the video game.
Yeah.
Do not tweet about politics. I don't know. Stuff we all should have learned from.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Do not dab, perhaps.
Oh, that was commandment number 1.
Oh, so yeah, he jumps up just about once ahead of bangs him. But there we go. It's going to be 7-6, our 4th map of the evening. We have got Astralis with their new lineup coming up after this, so stick around. That's definitely going to be one of the most interesting games of the day. It's on Nuke as well, I believe, one of the showings, so that's going to be great. Let's see a new look Astralis, new look Nuke, and everything else we look up. Sunny goes very aggressively, or at least he wanted to, towards the monster tunnel. Lecro, this flashbang could be everything. It lands perfectly, lines 2 of them up, and he'll get to He'll fall back, not taking what a damage there. Wonderful work from Lekro, 3 kills in total. Really using that AK-47 to full effect as he takes down the 4th as well. He was the superstar at the Boston Major for Fnatic, and he shows us why as he manages to shut down the B approach completely. Very well done by Lekro, looking for the ace for JW, denies it. 8-6 as Fnatic take the lead. And we'll go into the last round of the first half. That flashbang, as soon as I saw him lining up, didn't think he'd be that successful though. Looking for 9-6 now. Fnatic drop the first map. Can they find it? 3 Deagles, AWP, and a Galil.
Sunny to drop down. Our streak of unique maps over the course of our Pro League debut for season whatever number this is now is broken. Season 7, by the way. I was going to say season 19, but who's counting? Because we've already seen Overpass once this evening, so we've now seen Overpass as the most played map on A stream, at least.
On the A stream, indeed. Well, final round. Fnatic, after many rounds in a row, after being 4-0 up, they managed to get back in good stead after the full eco victory. Oscar, though, not happy about that. Takes down 1 more. We'll be able to recover the rifle. That's the next step. It's going to be Crims waiting in the bathrooms right now. Smoked out of position, but still, knows that smoke's about to dissipate. AW gives himself up along, tries to throw the HE. Doesn't work out for him, and same story for Crims. The sticker takes him down with the Desert Eagle. 5 on 3 now. JW having a really rough time in this AWP. And able to hit any shots just yet, but he knows Chris J only has a pistol, so trying to take him down the best he can. Chris is staying alive here. It's really difficult as his teammates make their way towards A. Chris J just being such an annoyance here. Not even giving him an opportunity to take him down.
Not even close. Oh my god, he's back on. Yeah, there it is.
Took a while, but he got there. That's what he wanted. 4 players survive. 8-7, still anyone's game here. It was a great start for Fnatic. They started to fall apart tremendously. mousesports, though, holding strong in the last round. Chris J, like I said, being a little bit of a nuisance there towards Long, just making sure he stayed alive as long as possible as his teammates committed towards A. Works out. And we'll go into the second half here, and still anyone's map, absolutely. Golden and Sticker with the underachievers on either side. Let's see if they can get things together for the second half. Crims against the full eco. And this is a nice shot from JW. Spot Crims coming in. And this is the play of the game so far. Maybe even the play of the day.
Play of the day?
Yeah.
Oh, Henry.
It's up there. It's in the nominations so far.
Can we make that a thing? Henry Greer's Play of the Day.
We'll have 3 nominations each day, and we'll announce it at the end. That's up there so far. We have to wait until we see the Astralis game as well.
I feel like we did that one season when we were in Cologne.
Possibly, yeah. Play of the day. But 18 kills for Chris J. Not bad. And Lekro with 14 as well. Like I said, Oscar... Oh, sorry, Sticko 4 as well. And Golden picked this game up 11 and 10 towards the end. Rops quiet by his standards as we go into the second half, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first evening of ESL Pro League Season 7. We're still based in Denmark, but a new look studio and some new faces as well coming in the NA broadcast later. Look out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun as we get into half number 2. There it is. Oscar without the USP. Oh, about the silence on the USP. I was mousesports. I was right. They've taken that off. No reason for it at all. I would say it might do a little bit more damage. It might be controlled a little bit differently. There's no benefit to taking it off, though, from what I can work out. Like, it's a one-tap, very powerful pistol in these first rounds. If anything, it helps you out. But apparently, Oscar has a different idea as he pushes in and finds a P250 instead.
Jump across. Sunny, though. Has flushed it down, and Chris still has the angle. Held bombs to be planted, but Sunny's getting much closer to denying that. It already gets planted, never mind the denial. But they will take the round. They'll go 8-8 on a very clever and concise retake, if you will. They didn't even really establish a post plant, but they certainly got there in time 2 players, 3 kills. 5 kills, I should say. Excuse me, 3 for Sunny, 2 for Oscar.
Yeah, Sunny, great work there with the USP. He's always been a powerful pistol user. Oscar, good flank as well, pushed towards a connector. Finds by the very top of the ladder. That is not an easy shot. Aiming up is a nightmare. That hits Sunny. After finding his first frag, shuts it all down. And I guess the defuse as well. That's not too bad at all. 8-8, anyone's game now. The bomb planted means Fnatic likely bring out the AKs in the 3rd round. We did see G2 using the approach of taking a full eco of not getting the bomb down and then buying it from the 3rd. That's coming more into fashion these days, but this is more traditional. Get the bomb down and then force buy in the 3rd. MP9s, 2 apiece. Sunny and Robs will be wielding those as Crims goes forward, got the suicide play, block out, rush middle, just get the round over and done with. Sunny, that's the clean as this guy. Okay, bomb down, it's being recovered, but still.
That could have been awkward if he'd fallen. Could you imagine?
I can imagine it.
Is there a world where that happens?
Quite possibly.
Oscar's gonna go hunting. Crims gets him. No mistake about it. Flush is now behind with the sewing machine. And he will be sweating this round, trying to pull it back because bomb in the stairwell. He wants to go toward that. They've got a boost as well. Quite passive, considering they still have the advantage, but they don't want to give up any further kills. No armor for Flusha, but if you get an M4, all bets are off. He's going to take this all the way back toward T-spawn as well. He doesn't want to mess with the water position. Despite the B was, and I say was open because they're starting to rotate now, having not seen Flusha for some time. And rather than anticipate this and go the other direction, Flusha, he'll take the straightforward logic and just get to B at this point in time.
Flusha still has a chance to win this one. No armor, MP9, PT50. Open sight, but that should decide it. The Molotov well placed. Denies the plan for a long time, and Flusha just wants to get it down best he can. I would say run to the site right now, but he wants to take the duel instead. Oscar will take care of him. Fnatic, at least made that expensive round. I know they've got AKs coming up here, and here was the cleanest of exchanges. The MP9 gets away with it somehow. The USB pulled out. That's going to be Sunny once again. And there it is, 9-8. AK's out. And will be mousesports with 1 AWP. Oscar, of course, will be using that weapon. Switch 18 kills so far. Can he find some more here in the 2nd half? Oscar doesn't commit towards the steps or the party position as watches anyone crossing over in middle.
Chris, quick movements toward Lekro. He'll now fall off inside of the site, and Lekro will sit in position to make amendments to any noise that he hears. Good opening kill for Flusha. Again, we're going to have all the rounds.
Oh, of course.
4th map.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Of the night. Would you not?
Nope.
Okay.
We're all about tight games and exciting games.
Ooh, that counter boost could have spotted the jump. I'm not sure that they spotted Lekro jumping behind the board, but his head certainly was well beyond the vision point. Don't be misled by the X-ray. That certainly was in player visibility, but it's Chris J to trade back off Golden, who took down Sunny. Good timing on the flash on entry to negate the barrel positions. Tico's got a great cover of the cross if they want to try and bring that in. So too, the flash timing is excellent, but Oscar positioned better than that of Crims, trying to work back through the short tunnel, and as a result, the bomb is planted.
2-on-1, Lekro will meet his demise ultimately by Sticko there. And it will be mousesports of a pretty decent run overall. They managed to save the AWP and the FAMAS for Sticko. Not out of the woods just yet, though. With the reinvestment, the money will still be relatively low, but it looks like Fnatic will be taking an eco at this point. Deagles and PD50s, but they have lost 2 ecos in the past, mousesports, so still not completely clear round number 4 here. Looking for round number 11. Probably comes in, but you never know. Players like JW and Flusha can cause absolute chaos, as well as Lekro's Deagle. Of course, that needs a mention. Will be going towards the connector right now. See if he can get anything done here.
Good shot from Oscar. Ooh, spells another as well, but Lekro swiftly switches his angle up in response to it. Doesn't need to take a battle against an AWP with a a pistol. Knife to a gunfight ultimately, but not really because it's still a gun.
Yeah. Necro. Flush up. Might find one kill out of this one, but that'll be as bad as good as it gets, really. Chris J hears the footsteps around the bathrooms, looking to shut down the round as quickly as possible. Necro's actually past him. He probably doesn't check to the right. Of course he does. Oh, it's a little bit awkward, but he'll get the kill. Knows the other one's here as well. Finishes things off cleanly. 11 to 8. We knew that was going to be a full eco, and it was indeed a clean round for mousesports in terms of 5 players surviving. Oscar with 10 grand, already with an AWP in his hand as well. That's great news for mousesports. Means he can ultimately afford to even lose 2 rounds and still be fine for AWP. So we'll have a look at the Fnatic buy. Pretty decent 5 AKs, all the utility. Haven't seen much in terms of like full-on set pieces from either of these teams so far on the T side of Overpass. You've got to see more of them. Obviously, things like Estrada's making that BXQ so famous and so difficult to handle. The grenades coming in from either side, especially the one thrown there by Oscar. There's a ton of damage there. Close to 85 damage in total.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Your math's slightly off.
Yeah, I plucked a number out there. I looked at the bars.
Yeah, no, you're all right. It was 69 damage, actually.
Oh, there we go.
Get away. Toward A. Bomb. All the way back toward T stairs, however. Good read from Crims. Here's Sunny jumping up and sprays in accordingly. Down he goes. That'll encourage them to go back toward the bomb. They're still working front bathrooms with the smoke that's been deployed by, I believe, Oscar in the first instance. And then redeployed by Chris J. So both are out of smokes. In fact, all 4 remaining mousesports players are. And they still have a lot to contend with. Good play, therefore, by Oscar to get one of the WP. W catches him on retreat, and thankfully does hit a shot before such time that the shot could be fired in return, and that's going to open things up for Fnatic. Just robs 1 versus 4. Fnatic's about to get their first of their terrorist side, and 11-9 to be the score. I'm sure of it, Henry. I can almost guarantee it.
We'll see if that guarantee comes in as Rops does manage to take JW down. He'll find an AK-47, it might just be worth saving it. They've got plenty of cash, but you cannot buy that weapon on the CD side, so definitely worth the save.
Dying over here. Oxygen running out in the spaceship. Wasn't that your job, Henry?
Dehydration, I think, is the main cause. Well, out of fresh drinking water. Oh. Okay,
there's still oxygen and water, so
yeah.
Same thing.
We're okay. We're back on track. And
what was your role? I was pilot. We had first mate and communications officer.
I think I was like masseuse or something.
Engine. Oh, okay.
You've got to make sure everyone's kind of.
Yeah, we just didn't give you a role. I realized.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I think I did say it would be something. Maybe I'll just be the fixer. I'll just do whatever it needs doing.
No, that was
right?
YNK. He was the engineer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'll think about it. Yeah, there's not really much left.
No, there's not. You can scrub the floors.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just be like the
janitor.
Handyman. Yeah, the janitor. He's made everyone's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. So yeah, I'll just like clean the toilets, wash the floors.
By no means is that a collective.
Make the dinner.
Make the dinner.
Yep.
Cook the din-din. Is that a thing? Yes, I din-din.
I think when I was about 5 years old, sure, yeah.
Sweet. All right. As long as you said it at some point. Well, short smoked off by Chris as he still waits on the boost. That alone is encouraging, or rather discouraging, I suppose, from Fnatic's side of the equation to send 2 players back towards spawn in case they want to push for a flash through. They'll hold the angles most likely for success.
Well then, still anyone's game. Fnatic putting up a very good fight this time. Much better than what they saw on Mirage. JW looking better and better as the game progresses with the AWP. Sunny, dangerous position there by the wooden boards and the B-bomb site. A lot of spam potential there, of course. Smoke towards heaven from JW. That will come through. Signals to me they will be committing towards the B side. Smokes that graffiti on the bomb side as well. And will he find anything here? Lekro certainly will. Halfway to the bomb side there, but not for long. As Sunny and Rops get stuck in there with the M4s and the AK-47. Sticko still alive on the site here. I don't think he'll be spotted, and this could be tremendous from him. If he can jump up at the right time, he's going to shut them down. There's the jump, and he'll get one. Goes down towards the water, gets the second as well. Very well played by Sticko. Buys them time, finds a couple of frags, and Oscar to finish things off. 12-9. Should be actually quite a substantial reset for Fnatic as well. As you can see, Golden and Lekro taking out a sub $2,000. There'll still be a buy there, but I would suggest maybe a partial buy coming for the next round. Time to perfection of that jump up. Back to nail the second frag as well. Really does solidify the round from mousesports. 12-9. A force buy does come through. This could be the end of the game for Fnatic if they lose this. Do or die time. 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, 3 AKs, 2 pistols. Not looking too good. Oscar knows he's got a bit of freedom to work with here. JW tries to go for the pre-fire on towards Oscar. I think he gets it. Looking dangerously close, but a couple of frags as the B play comes in. That's going to be it. Bomb down. They might have to consider disabling these 2 AKs, man.
High possibility that that is what they will have to do indeed.
They'll have nothing for round number 8, and they'll be 13-9 down.
So Crims working with JW, but at this moment working alone to try and get back toward the bomb at B. With 1 minute and 8 seconds. JW's hope is he can work over the A site. Take down, in this case, although anyone at all, but as we see it, Oscar. And then hold off any potential rotations that go that direction, but there shouldn't be any because they know they have the bomb. There's no need to. Crims opens up some space.
Yeah, plucks off the head of Chris J there. Now 4-2. Like we said, this is pretty much Fnatic, and Crims doing everything he can to find them an opening. That's a good start. He's trying to buy time for JW. Crosses over, but Oscar brilliant. 1 step ahead of the game. That should secure the round now for mousesports, and no chance to really save anything. Crims is all in, and Sticko takes him down with the covered AWP. They'll have a double AWP set up into the next round. Here's the flashbang, perfectly timed by young Rops there. Sunny comes in as well. Rops with a double kill, gets the bomb, secures it all. And like we said, that was a force buy from Fnatic. That should be the game at this point. They're going to have to take an eco here. 14-9 will come through. They'll have 1 more buy remaining after that.
In theory.
Yes.
Let's not forget this is CSGO.
Absolutely, but Glocks, 1 Deagle, P250 surely. And they're getting anything done here. It'll be down to Flusher to get a kill. Golden goes first. Easy shot from Oscar. Pulls back safely. Takes a Glock. Bullets ahead. But there we go. 2 more kills come in. 5-2. JW desperately making his way towards long.
Sunny with the shots. Takes down Flusher. Oh, look at JW. AWP. But a 1 versus 4 no less.
He'll get this kill probably. Sticko outstays his welcome. Quite disciplined though, falls back. And now, nice movement there with the bunny hopping. Does manage to reposition down Sunny. Of course he does. Nice little quick scope there. Now this is getting a bit problematic. Must give 1 more up, then all of a sudden it's possible. But there it is. Sticko.
I like how Chris immediately realized his teammate went down. He was about to peek from Flower, and then he was like, nah, wait, can't peek that.
Give that a miss.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Last chance now for Fnatic. 6 rounds in a row to make it to 15. Can't really afford to give anything up at all. AKs across the board. No JW AWP. Only 13 kills for him in total. Expect a bit more this deep into the game. Double AWP setup. Oscar and Chris J, of course, very deadly duos when they got into 5th gear. On Mirage, they looked incredibly strong once those guys arrived. Nades will come in, but be a little bit late actually. It's going to be a fast play towards long from JW and indeed Golden, who take a nade to the face or a leg shot, I'm not sure. It looked like Oscar legged up Lekro from what I can see. And Sticko now has been having a quiet game this evening. Will allow JW cross, and only for so long. Taking down eventually. Good damage there inflicted by Golden, but the blow. 5-4. Still plenty of time here, but very little in terms of utility. 2 smokes, 1 HE to recover a 5-4 situation.
Sunny is just hoping that Golden will overextend in the smoke, and as the smoke actually dissipates, he'll take advantage of it. Golden will be rather annoyed because he'll have thought he just cleared that angle, but seemingly he was one-upped. That's with 3 Fnatic members, 14 rounds to mousesports with 5 players still up. Looking like both of our series, although again we call them series, the double headers this evening.
Yep.
Are going to go
home and away.
2-0 and 2-0.
Crims, though, hold your horses.
I don't have any horses. I actually compressed them all into 6 straight cylinders under an engine bonnet.
Okay.
There's 360 of them.
Perfect. And this has actually fallen on its arse. It's going to be Rops now left in a 2 versus 1. He is sitting towards the CT spawn area right now. Rops will rotate in. The bomb is going to be planted. It looked like it was a round that was done. They were guaranteed to get match point here, but Rops, with the AWP not known to be an AWPer, has to find 2 players. The HP not a factor whatsoever in this sort of scenario. He's hoping they make a mistake and push towards CT. It's not going to happen though. It looks like he'll just be saving this AWP.
That they pulled this back. In fact,
yeah.
No sooner did I say that I thought this was nearly done.
And we'll have to save the AWP. No choice. No chance. No kit. And we'll make his way back towards this site itself. And it will be Fnatic with a lifeline here. Double digits. We're not done here just yet. It's quite a close first half. 9-6. Oh, 8-7 actually. It was.
Yeah, it was super close.
Fnatic still alive and kicking for now. Nice position from Crims there. Waiting for the flanks to come through. They're still watching the bomb, but all of a sudden these kills came in. A huge flurry. We'll have a look at round number 10. What is left over from mousesports? Their money was good earlier. Still decent with the double AWP setup coming through. For Mass, M4s, only a couple of kits, but still utility relatively strong overall. This will be their last buy if they are to lose this round. It's a pretty harsh round for them overall. Chris J, I like this boost, always does very well. And he spots one. Good flick to take down Lekro. Lekro thought it was clear. Flashbang came through. Early advantage here for mousesports.
Yeah, that was really good timing almost for Fnatic because Chris actually ducked down because of the flash. It allowed Lekro through. He saw him, but couldn't do anything about it. Still manages to nail a very convincing flick. Golden going. Look for information anywhere possible. Knowing his teammate Crims is also worked up from the stairwell, they can start to get more aggressive on bathrooms. Good setup. It's not be misled by the map. It's not actually the boost outside window. It's one inside of the bathroom and one outside playing off of each other. Oscar being inside with the AWP has an angle. Baited out, though, quite successfully from Golden.
Indeed it was, but still alive. Holds a more defensive line. This falls back slightly. Golden could walk into the crosshair. Looks like he's thinking better of it. Probably the wise thing to do. Waits for Crims to rotate in. Maybe more versed in taking those opening duels there, but still Fnatic. 35 seconds remaining. 2 smokes will be deployed towards the bomb site here. Probably will full commit. As you can see, injuries come through. Oscar's still in the bathrooms here. It's up to Golden to crack open the bomb site.
Desperate to get a shot in the back of the side. It's Oscar to take him down as a result of it. Hasn't exactly had the most amount of kills this evening. Sports are going to get a certain amount this round, or are they? I thought Rops would line up both. Unable to do so, still down to JW, and map point for mousesports.
No bomb going down, only round one in the last 4. It looks like that should be it. This was a nice boost over and Chris J to open things up. You can see it's a little bit awkward, spots him at first, but re-peeks it, takes down Lekro, funnels him towards A, and it works out. Just about finishing things off. We'll have a look at the buy for Fnatic. Yeah, this should be done at this point. Mac 10, UMP, CZ, a couple of Deagles. They have got armor and basic utility. 3 smokes, a few flashbangs. That's about it. If they win this round, I'll be impressed. Mousesports should be taking the second map here. We'll have a look if this UMP and Mac 10 can do anything. Lekro goes towards short. It's only really one player, at least on the bomb side. That's going to be Rops. Backed up by Sunny towards. They will be finishing up towards the B side. They still have smoke for Heaven and maybe across to the bomb site. Looking for that first pick still as Golden. The best weapon they've got is a UMP. This is not looking too fabulous for them right now.
JW pushing out toward long. One hit wonder. Oscar's got the angle held. Crims was going to jump up. Oscar sees it late, but Crims actually missed and fell off. So tries to go for the shot on the jumping JW. Okay, 13 with Flush it now down to 11 is controlled on the contact play at B bomb. Meanwhile, swinging back toward A.
30 seconds remaining, 5 and 4 in favor of Fnatic, but surely not for long. Sticko can't find that kill, just about gets it. Looks like Fnatic could actually pull this round off. It's getting really awkward now. The pistols coming to life, and it's not going to be enough, and Fnatic have done it. Rops is all the way on the B bomb side. Deagles, a UMP, and a MAC-10. It's enough to keep them alive.
JW's able to make that work simply with the first Deagle shot, gets the op and gets far enough away that tunnel vision is created on him, and Golden gets the trade. So Fnatic, you're right, are going to keep this alive. Rops again. The last one remaining for mousesports, 1 versus 2.
Baiting Oscar for so long there towards long, just ducking and weaving around that flower bed, making him take some shots that are going to frustrate him, and he falls back towards A after being kind of absent on the A bomb side for so long, and he rotates back in. They're already on the site. It falls apart, and that's actually done wonders for Fnatic here. You can see the money's completely wrecked for mousesports now. 15-11, and they'll have the full buy, and mousesports have to take this one to the chin. Oh, are they? Okay, they're all waiting an AWP out. They're going to go all in? I'm not sure. Just Oscar with the AWP, yeah? They pretty much did. They got like 4 players on armor, saving for about $800 per player. Let's see if Oscar can be the hard carry here in round number 12. Jumping around, trying to distract him, bait out a shot. He doesn't want to fire until he has a guaranteed kill. And now he'll have to fall back and make sure he stays alive here.
Lacro just waiting to cover off long while JW investigates at the party. A little bit of a noise complaint. Oscar, he's the one making the noise. JW and Lacro go down brilliantly so as he strikes him from behind the rock, and Oscar again back through connector has Crims. It's all down to Golden.
We've seen it so many times. Oscar and his solo AWP. It's always such a dangerous factor. Huge snowball potential as well. If he gets 1 kill, your teammate picks up a rifle, he moves position, he never seems to miss in these sort of aggressive plays as well. It's definitely viable for him just to take a solo warp and see what he can do. 4 kills in total. He gets him across the finish line, and there we have it. mousesports will be victorious there. Very impressed with their final few rounds. Fnatic definitely won a couple of ecos himself, but overall, mousesports are the better team.
To finish first you must finish. It took them a while to get there, but they've done it. And in doing so, both of our home and homes, I like where we've gone with that.
Yeah.
Have gone 2-0 tonight, so good starts to the season for both FaZe and now mousesports. And I think mousesports against Fnatic as well as a start is a big game for them in a lot of ways, because I think actually Fnatic and them are going to be fairly even throughout the series.
Oh, yes.
Throughout the season, I should say.
Sure.
And I think that because of that, it's obviously, you know, the head-to-heads in those moments to where the tiebreakers are really important. So I know this is really early in the season to say that, but this is a big win for them in a lot of ways.
I think both of these teams are very like level in terms of where they are in CSGO right now. Fnatic definitely an upward trajectory. Like mousesports almost peaking right now as to where they can be. I think they're like kind of hovering around top 5. That's where they belong in terms of the skill they have. And as they develop, we'll see what happens with them. But still, a great game, but Fnatic not really turning up too much.
No, and a little bit more required from them. Obviously, some changes in the Swedish stratosphere today, in the Swedish galaxy on this spaceship.
Galaxy,
there we go.
That,
but that's how I was trying to segue.
I liked it. There was something there.
I tried.
Yeah. Well, you
can't win them all.
Captain. See that? I'm going back to the ship.
Yeah.
I can't get on board with the Swedes just yet, even though I was kind of flying the Fnatic flag quite high. I think I put them second actually in my predictions.
Yeah, that wasn't their best showing. Some definite problems there. Like both teams lost.
If you had to list them, like it's in kind of.
I think both teams lost a lot of ecos. I feel like the discipline shown in some of the anti-eco rounds wasn't quite there for mousesports and Fnatic. But overall, our mousesports has looked like the better team, especially on the CT side. They showed a great versatility, I think, in terms of their default setups on the CT side, aggression as well. Once Oscar and Chris J got rolling with their AWPs, that was just unbelievable. Yeah. No one can touch them, I think. And right now, double AWP setups, I think they're one of the strongest. Just the fact you've got Chris J and Oscar, especially Oscar looking as good as he can be, I think that's a really valuable asset.
Probably an underappreciated double AWP setup as well. We don't talk about that as much, but Chris J, he's been a main AWPer.
He's been beast,
and he's been beasting it. Yeah. Lovely. Right, Hank and Matt will be talking more to those casters when they do jump into your next series. For now, I do have Janko Pelnovic and Chad Birchall. These boys are going to go take 5, have a slice of orange, and talk about exactly how exciting it was to see mousesports pick up a 2-0 here. I mean, we get to see 2 maps.
Yeah, just to run with the point that was being made there about these being a big victory, because both these teams, you'd consider them to probably be ending up in that 5 or 6 slot. Yeah. You know, this is where that match could, you know, be a huge factor when we get to the last week of Pro League. And they made another really good point, the double AWP. I'd never really considered, you know, who had powerful double AWP teams, you know, at this point in time. And you think about it, they're bang on. Like, I can't think of too many other teams that have a superstar lineup for double AWPs other than maybe It wouldn't be Superstar, I was going to say FaZe, but like every Nico can AWP, Olaf can AWP, Karrigan can AWP, so they have a lot of AWPers, but they're not like probably the same caliber as Christian
SK's double AWP was quite
Cold Zero.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Cold though.
I think it was because mousesports didn't make as many deep runs in tournaments, right, towards the second part of the year, and to an extent, Chris J hasn't been using it an awful lot. It seems like something he has, picked up a bit more in the past couple of months. But yeah, I agree when they're actually utilizing it, it is very potent. I loved Chris J's opening. He was the primary AWPer of mousesports. So yeah, good to see.
He's got the experience, and I mean, when you have someone like Oscar who can pick it up and do as we got a prime example on Overpass, that kind of solo holding toilets, he's got 3 angles covered, and you just get so much freedom when someone has that much confidence and that much pull on the CT side. I mean, their defensive side seemed to be a real strong suit in that one.
I agree with Henry, the dynamics that they've had, and especially some aggression in the CT round. You could see in that game, every time Fnatic would win a gun round, they would lose the round after. That was because mousesports would always throw something else their way. They were very dynamic in those rounds, and it was very difficult for Fnatic to get a read. Hence, they couldn't get any momentum going and couldn't close it out in the second half.
Yeah. They started strong again, though, right? They had the first
5-5.
Yeah, well, it was looking good in the beginning, and then they dropped off, and there was a bit of a tussle, and they probably could have had a bigger lead. And then we flip on over. Like Oscar, he had the most kills, the most damage. He had the most AWP kills, the most first kills. He was the highest rated in the server. The only thing he didn't have was the most assists. And if you're killing everything, then you're not getting assists. So then went to Flusher. What do you just keep killing him?
Yeah. Oh, Flusher got the most assists again. It's because of his nade usage, guys. It's all his HEs. Have you seen that? Someone went through and looked at all of his grenades. The dude's nuts.
He's
Best
very
nader.
deliberate with his nades, isn't he?
Very deliberate. Apparently, lots of HEs are being picked up by the whole Fnatic side, trying to replicate what he's doing. Seeing more HEs.
Just get the kills.
Or just shoot them.
Yeah.
That's another opportunity. And another
Helps
option.
if you can shoot them.
Yeah, it really does. And it didn't work for Fnatic. Could not connect the bullets. We do not see Fnatic pick up a single win in their first game. And of all the games, it's mousesports. There are going to be tougher, quote unquote, challenges ahead in this Pro League. And you said 5th, 5th, 6th, when it gets to a tiebreaker, that win's going to be huge for mousesports in 2-0.
Yeah, absolutely. But in a league environment like this, it's always up in the air, right? We saw last season the likes of Hellraisers beating FaZe 2-0, and I agree that you don't want your last game to be against FaZe and you have to beat them to qualify. For sure, but I think you need to be consistent across the league, right? It's not about getting 2-0s against everyone or against weaker opposition. It's about just, not dropping too many maps to underdog teams. And
we did have a kind of an air of uncertainty surrounding Overpass as a map for mousesports. You said it's not something you necessarily kind of talk about too much, where you talk about FaZe on Overpass, and there are other, Astralis. There are teams at the tip of your tongue when you talk about Overpass. What did you make of their total Overpass package, Chad?
It was a pretty gritty game, right? Like it wasn't one where it was just clear cut, it wasn't concise in their approach or whatever. Winning rounds off individuals, especially like the last one we saw, Oscar had the only gun, gets 4 AWP kills. It shows the fantastic use of the individual. And when you're winning ecos, it's almost the same. It's like either making it or taking advantage of a mistake being shown by the opposition, or someone just doing something nuts. So in terms of like a game plan, they obviously have it, but Counter-Strike is a really messy game at this point. I think we're in more of a brawling era than we have been in a while. You look back to 2015 with Fnatic and stuff, then it came very fundamental when we had the Astralises and SKs with their approach to the game, and now it's getting, especially with Cloud9 winning the major, it just seems so much confidence and aggression, and mousesports, they seem to emulate that at the moment.
Yeah, they do. They exude it. They really do. Before we do take our break then and get ready for our next series, just a quick kind of taster of what we have to look forward to. FaZe Astralis. I mean, what kind of questions are we going to get answers to in this series, Yanko?
Questions, I don't know, because answers, I don't know, because Astralis did just change a player, but, this time last year was when this rivalry really formed from Katowice last year. For the first half of 2017, this was the matchup to watch, basically. So I think it's going to be very exciting to see how this rivalry continues in 2018.
The shoe's on the other foot now, right? Because this time last year was when Nico joined, and now we've got Magic's joining. Obviously, this wasn't a decision that Astralis made. It was kind of forced upon them. But I think it's going to be a good shake-up. And you were talking about answers. I think the questions are, is Magic's boy going to be able to play that looser style, which he has been 2016, right? It was the end of 2016 is when he went ham with that style. That's what we need to be able to see from him. Or is he going to be pushed into that, structure?
I mean, you just said loosey-goosey is thriving at the moment. I can't think of a better player for it. Just let Magic off the leash and just see what happens. Whether or not that's going to happen, though, is a different question. You already saw Kirby's lights kind of stamped out with that rigid structure Astralis force upon them, Glaive in particular. But we did see tweets, and it's interesting. You do head over to Astralis' social media, you just see it's rife with the loss of Kirby. It does seem to be, read into it as much as you will, but it was a lot of more motivated than ever, want to prove ourselves now. We're really back on the grind. I know, but there was a lot of it. We even saw the interview we brought up earlier in the pre-show, where they were like, we're not going to mess around with this decision. We're going to try and better the team. Sonic in particular, he was torn up with the loss of Kirby, and now wants to get everyone sorted as they do bring Magisk into the fray. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be talking all about this and more. FaZe Astralis is your last series of the day, so stay with us as we continue to see some sexy Counter-Strike after the break.
Incendiary out.